sure your cichlid is in a container that you can grab her gently. Let her come to you if at all possible, and make sure to have a very loose grip on her. And you're going to hold the toothpick horizontally up to her mouth. Press it very gently as to not hurt her or the babies. And just sometimes they will be more stubborn, other times they will just let you do it. And baby fish or eggs will come out depending on how long she's been holding. And as you can see here, these are some fully functioning fish. So she's been holding for a few weeks. Oh my gosh, so many babies. And to avoid stressing her out, make sure to give her breaks in between. Just hold her and let her gills and mouth have open access to the water in your hand, and then continue. It really will help her not be stressed out, as stressed out as she could be. And sometimes it's necessary to tip her body a little bit. Just make sure her gills and mouth are still in the water at all times so she can breathe. And yeah, just make sure that she's always in water. Give her breaks in between. That's always a very good thing, because we don't want to stress her out any more than she has to be. She's such a good girl. She's doing so good with this. And for demonstration purposes only, this is how the toothpick should be in her mouth. I'm going to put her right back in the water. You're going to just keep doing this, until it seems her gills have gotten smaller and no more babies are coming out. I mean, all fish are going to be different. Some will be a bit more stubborn. Luckily, Victoria here, she's a very calm fish. This isn't her first rodeo, though. She's had babies before. She handles this like a champ. She is awesome. She is doing really good, and once it seems like the babies are all out, then that will be leading to the next step in the process. And be careful to watch for babies that try to come back in her mouth too. Think it's time for her to go back in the tank. And just gently put her back in the water. It's normal for her to hide at first, kind of act a little bit skittish, and for her mouth to still look like she's holding. And now we have all of these babies. And so now you're probably wondering, well, what do we do with all these babies? So if you don't already have a hospital tank or a small temporary tank set up, I definitely recommend having that. This is the 10-gallon hospital tank. We have our baby cichlids here. And right now we wouldn't put any ill fish in this tank. Right now it is used as just primarily a 10-gallon tank for the baby cichlids, and those are the larger babies. We have some dragon bloods, some Victorians, some peacocks, and we have this mesh breeding net. Put a little bit of sand in there, and that is where these babies are going to go, since they're not yet big enough to be with the juveniles down there. So that's going to be a safe place for them to go and adapt, and when they are big enough, then they will go with the other fish. And so it's a safe place for them to grow and kind of get used to each other before going with the older juveniles. The first thing I'm going to do is start to accumulate these babies to the water. They were in the mama in this big 75-gallon, and so they need to get used to the water that's in the 10-gallon. So I'm going to put a little bit of water from this cup right here, put some in there, and get them used to it. And a little cuteness break. Look at them schooling. This is so cute. This next part is going to take a lot of patience. It's one of those trust the process type things. You're going to put the net inside the bucket that you have the babies, and you're going to have to just scoop out probably only a few at a time, because only a few will come to the net at a time, and you're going to just very lightly as gentle as possible because they're very fragile. Put them inside the cup that has the water from the 10-gallon in it. After you had already accumulated, put some of the water from the 10-gallon in the bucket. You're going to just scoop as many as you can at a time that will come into the net and start putting them in that cup. You can always, pour one of the cups in the mesh and then come back to do more. It's one of those things that whatever you feel like, however the babies seem to be, if they seem really stressed out, start trying to put them in the 10-gallon that batch in sooner, and then you can just keep on making more trips. It really depends on how you think that your babies are feeling. And so once you have a good amount that you think are ready, you are going to then get the cup up to the tank and slowly pour in, and make sure you watch that all of them go in. Perfect. All right. So that is the first batch that are going in, and then we're going to repeat the process and get some more water in that cup and keep on just repeating the process till all the babies are inside the net. Now all the babies are inside the net. A job successfully done. And if you're wondering what to do when what comes out of your cichlid's mouth looks something more like this, or perhaps even like this, then please just stay tuned, and I'm going to have another video on that very soon, on what to do with the egg incubators. I hope you all have a wonderful day and learn something new.